Welcome to this series where we are taking a look at Starsalvage Reborn for Empyrion Galactic Survival. In the last part, we went up into space with our SV and did a little bit of exploring, found a few bits and pieces which are going to be useful, but at the same time, it didn't really take me in the direction that I wanted to go, which is actually finding a capital vessel. Now, since the end of the video, what I've done is had a good troll through the tech tree, and as you can see here, this tech tree, even though it's for capital vessels, it's got a couple of key components missing, i.e. a cockpit. So unless you and what I did was I had a look through and got to engineering, and if I come down the engineering here to, I think it's down, is it at the bottom? I can't remember now where it is. SHV, yeah, capital vessel here. So certain key tech, you've actually got to be doing the engineering branch, which you select early, and that actually gives you access to cockpit, RCSs, a warp drive, landing gear, and some basic thrusters, and also more importantly the CPU extenders here. So it seems very much like what we're going to have to do is build a capital vessel. Now, I don't want to get straight into building it because the problem is going to be is getting the resources, because of course we don't have much in the way of basic resources. So the strategy I'm going to go for and what we're going to be doing in this part is, so far I've just been kind of skating over these ships here, like the Crash DSC-2 mid, and what I want to do in this part is go and see if we can check out some of these and see if we can loot CV components from it. So we're going to start with this one, but there's also quite a large unexplored area here, but we are going to start with the DSC mid first. Also, if you watch the previous part, you'll be aware that I took quite a heavy knock on the front of the ship here. So I kind of ad hoc rebuilt the front of the ship. It's still not what you'd call brilliant, but it's sufficient. So what we're going to do is jump into here. Now, one of my main concerns is the fact that I'm kind of consuming quite a lot of fuel at the moment, which could be an issue if I'm not careful. So we're also going to need to look for fuel. But we are going to go and take a serious look at the Crash DSC-2 mid, because what we're going to have to do now is actually, if we're going to build a capital vessel, is we're going to have to recover either the blocks themselves or components that we can use to build the blocks, because of course we can't mine natural resources here. So that's another thing we're going to need to take a look at. And I've got a feeling we're going to end up having to build a very basic capital vessel. If we don't find what we need down here, well, what we'll have to do is go back up into space and see what we can do. Oops, I better keep out the water. And we're just going to get, I think, the Crash MSC mid. It's just about this area here. You can see the top of it stuck out here, so just drop down, get our feet wet. I'll leave the thrusters on. Have I got the light on? Yeah, I've got the light on. It's just a bit murky. As I say, we got a source of blocks here, but what I'm really after at the moment is kind of key components, i.e. especially the cockpit. So we're going to go in here. Generator missing. We got not seeing any thrusters. We got control stations. We got a fuel tank here, tier 2 fuel tank, which could be quite useful. Because that's for a base. We got a gravity generator. Got a medics. Is that no O2 station? We got some So we've got some minigun turrets. They could be useful if we get into something. More importantly, it looks like we got some thrusters as well. But what I'm not seeing here at the moment is a cockpit. So what we're going to do is tag in here. Come on, game. I've just tagged in. Since the fuel tank is down here, we may have to mine into the ship. Of course, there's a very real risk that the ship could explode or do something crazy like that. Is there any way I can kind of get in through the front, the door or something? We're going to need to keep an eye on the oxygen. I think what I will do is we'll hook to... Okay, we will loot the cargo boxes first though, I suppose. I was about to do that. Pull out what we can. You can keep your... we've got a little bit of pentaxid. The problem's going to be carry capacity, to be honest. Steel plates would be a little bit useful as well. Cobalt alloy. Let's see what we got in the way of fridges. Oh, the food's spoiled. Probably because I've been here already. Yeah, I don't know if we could do anything with the spoiled food. Got a few shotgun. Actually, we'll take the spoiled food just in case we can turn it into something of use. Once we get something out of it. Right. The next thing I want to do is go to their player. Well, go to main cargo. Look up to there. We are going to need some doors, so we might as well retrieve the door. Got a large O2 tank here. We'll take a couple of those and scrap the rest. I think 2, no, maybe 3 would be advantageous. So retrieve a third, scrap that one. Oh wow, nearly made a mistake there. 2, 6, 9, 5. Actually, is there fuel in here as well? A little bit of fuel as well. I think we will salvage these. My main concern is if I've got to start drilling down here for that fuel tank. Okay. What's this here? Automatic door. Anything else here? Pick up debris. Okay, so the ship's breaking apart a little bit. I think we're going to have to mine in for... Let me just get rid of that so I can swim. Seem to have lost the... Fuel tank is just down there. Right, we may have to go down. Got a minigun here. I think I would like to take that. Wait. Although we're gonna have to be a little bit careful. Take the ammo box. Oh, great. This is where it's going to get a little bit hard work. If I can't. What have we got down here? We've got an O2 station. No, it's just a console. I've lost the fuel tank. Okay. What happened to the fuel tank? It says show on HUD. Where is it? Well, it says the fuel tank's down there. It's just we're gonna have to go deeper and mine down to it. Let's say one fuel tank would be enough, and it was just save on those resources. Okay, we've got the fuel tank. Grab you. Retrieve. Okay. Now I am going to need to watch the swim out of here. I'm not worried about those. A couple of sentry guns might be useful. Okay, this is inventory full. Okay. This is what I was slightly worried about. Here's the... We'll take the gravity generator if we can get it. Oh well, that's... Gravity generator is... Okay, what we'll have to do is cancel that. Go to the crash DMV. Cargo boxes were hooked to that. Oh, I can't pick it up. It's a pain. Oh well, we're gonna have to lose that. Right, let me just get back to the surface. So we've kind of filled the ship up, which is right. We're gonna have to get back to base and offload this lot. Yeah, I know we're about to remove from the... Right, it says there's a CV warp over there. We're certainly gonna need that. Oh, did I pick up the... Oh, I didn't pick up the salvage core. Right, I'm just gonna go and get the salvage core again. So here we are back here at the base. Now the problem we're going to have is actually unloading this ship. So what we may need to do is put some extra storage on the how much storage have I got on the base here? Where's my cargo box 3? Something tells me I'm going to need another cargo box, so let's just knock out another cargo box if I can. Alright, well, just build a cargo box. The other thing I'm also going to do is we're going to need a starter block as well. What's it? Never remember. I think everything goes back into here. So just shove down. Oops, better put that. Oh, I have got a mechanical drill. Forgot that. You got storage for 16k, yeah. So what we're going to do now is transfer what we got from the base. We'll shove all this retrieve stuff that we've got can go into there. Probably don't need that. The crushed stone. We'll put the reclaimed fuel in there as well. A bit of oxygen, refined pentaxid. Got a core here, which I brought with me very optimistically in an assumption that we might be able to find a capital vessel in space. I'm going to hang on to that at the moment. Shove this in there as well. Some mechanical components. Put that in as well. And the carbon substrate. We'll put these things in. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use them for. We'll just go and see if we can put and do anything with the spoilt food. Talking of food, I'm going to need some. What's this? What can we use spoilt food for? Nothing by the look of it. Well, you can make it from plant proteins, so it must have some use. We've got cheese. I've got to be careful not to neglect any food that we've got. So let's just get back to the okay. I'm gonna put the oxygen in there for the moment. Actually, do I have any oxygen with me? With us, yeah, we've got a little bit of oxygen in case we've got to do a bit of deep diving. Is we got, so we should now have a core. What we call it? Right, let me just see. Right, I'm going to put that in the base. So we've now got a starter capital vessel. We got a fuel tank. Can we make a cockpit? I think that if I can make a cockpit, that would be quite a major step forward. Flux cores. We got 6, so we can't. I don't think we can make any more though. No, we need titanium rods. So the cockpit is going to be we need flux cores. I think I'm back to almost to where I was with square one with as I was before, where I need to find a storage thingy with a big pile of flux cores in them. So I think what we're going to do now is I was going to go up and get the generators, but I think what I'm more inclined to do now is get into these areas here and see if we can find a junk ship or a junk store that's got bits and pieces in. So we're going to go east and explore, see what we can find. The generators are not that far away, so we're going to go east and see if we can find a junk. If I can find some flux cores, we're going to be kind of in the area that we need to do to get there. So we're going to go this way. And as I say, we're looking for crash vessels now. Yeah, we're just going to go straight east above the Xerax and see what we can find. I need some flux cores. The alternative is that we're going to have to probably go back up into space and do some low-level kind of looting type stuff. So away we go. Got that nice warp drive as well. We get as far as the warp drive, and I haven't found that anything where pick up the warp drive if I can. That would certainly make a big difference as well. Let's see what this thing at 1.2 kilometers is away. Got a crashed HM01. What on earth is a crashed HM01? Go take a quick shifters at this. Put on the multi-tool. What are you? Just pop a call down on you. Got a little bit of what we got. A little bit of fuel. 158. Don't forget much fuel out of that. Got one. Okay, what have we got here? Got thrusters, passenger seats. Cool, we got some cargo boxes. Oh, it's a good find. That gets us one step closer to where we got to get to. So we're gonna have to do a bit more. Food supplies would be useful. Computer, matrices, and a pentaxid tank. Now, the pentaxid tank would be useful if we could find it. Thrusters. Where's that pentaxid tank? Show on HUD. Yeah, that would be another step forward if we could find it or get to it without kind of spending a week drilling down. I think we're crashed HMV SV. That's right. That's main cargo. Again, we'll just retrieve the steel blocks. It's saying that that's the pentaxid tank. We've now got that. So I don't really want to overload the ship with blocks. We could. Must admit, I am very tempted by these thrusters. Maybe that's something I do need to consider. Is picking up some thrusters now. I mean, if we can get some very basic thrusters. Retrieve. Oops. Got a fin. Ugh. I need somewhere to stand. Okay. Right, how much space are these? See, these are really big. I mean, it's going to be real hard work to get what we got in the way of equipment. We've got a closet, got another tier 2 fuel tank, got a small generator. I think what we'll do is we'll tag the small generator. We're going to need food as well. We'll take the small generator. Got some. We'll eat a couple of these actually. I'll just use them up a little bit. Anything else here we can use? Oh, missed that. So it goes to show it pays to search these things. Anything else? We're not going to do that. I'm tempted with the second fuel tank. So we'll look for the second fuel tank. Apologies that we're kind of down in Merksville here. We definitely got all the fuel out, haven't we? Everything we're going to get. Right, we're going to retrieve that. Oh, I hate it when the ship does that. Yeah, inventory full. I don't think. I think we're going to lose everything else now. Um, flip to you. It's probably all gone now. Well, I think we got the fuel tank. We got another small fuel tank here, O2 tank here. Right. I think we might as well just loot out what's left now. And of course, the other problem is I've probably lost my my salvage core, haven't I? Because amongst this mess is going to be my salvage core. It's going to be a pain in the neck. Yeah, I've lost my salvage core. Well, we're probably going to have to go back to the Taurus. That's a pain in the absolute total pain in the neck. Well, we got a few things we picked up. We got some more building materials. We got another fuel tank, a small generator, one thruster, and we got probably enough to knock out some building blocks. Right, we're going to go back to the Taurus. Not tourist, Taurus. Actually, I've got a constructor in here, haven't I? That's hooked to main cargo. Can we? Probably won't be able to make. No, we can't make a claim core. Well, we've got electronics, computers. 10. We need 10 computers. So here we are. We're back at the Taurus. Isn't this fun? Turn the thrusters off. Well, see, we're going to be here for a little while. Yeah, let me just see. Base. How many computers? I've got 37 computers, so I can make another claim core. Just knock you out. Looks like I left the power on, but that's okay. Base 3.1. Okay. SV. Main cargo. Some Neo bits and pieces. Steel plates. Put that there. In there. Just don't want to put that in there. Put that in there. That can go in there. Put that. A protected tank. We can put that in the fridge when we find it. Ammo. That can go in there as well. Probably could do with putting this fuel in there because we're probably going to need it. Right. Put that in there. So we've now got 8 flux coils. But this can probably go into there. That can go into there in case we need to make some bullet casings. Let me just pick up the we'll shove this in these in the fridge inside of the what we call it over here inside the Taurus, just in case we need them. So you can just go into there. So we can get that there, or eat one of those. I think what I will do is pick up that. We'll start with some steel blocks. It's not going to be much of a capital vessel start, but I think if I can actually see what I'm making, so if we probably deploy this for a capital vessel, and we go 1, 2, 3. So that's our capital vessel. I think I feel that if we start to actually build something tangible, things might be a little bit better. I'm not going to put anything of great value on it at the moment, because we need that cockpit, and which means we've got to go out looking for flux cores again, right? I do need the turn that off. We need the claim core. See if we can hang on to it longer than before. Okay, just turn you off, and then we're going to go out and see what else we can get. Something tells me I think we're going to stock up on some computers as well. Yeah, I think if we can just go up and stock up on a big pile of computers, we're going to need them. So we might as well kind of go out that way and see what, and get the computers next. As I say, I think this is the only way we're really going to get a capital vessel. What is that thing there next to that? It's a small farm. Okay, not really that interested. Outpost. Yeah, well, you can keep your outpost. We've definitely got to find more flux cores. So just hit the this junk storage. In fact, I think I'll probably fill the whole store up with computers. Yeah, I know we're in hostile. There's another junk store beyond. Have we visited that? Right, I think what we'll do is, I can't remember what that other junk store actually is. What we'll do is somebody shooting at me, or was it? I think what we'll do is we won't load up the main cargo. We'll pull out as many computers that we can, because there's 48. What I'll do is I'll go and check out that other junk store. Seeing how close it is, there's a good chance that we've already visited it. Where are you? There it is. Because it's only, I think I would have come out here and checked this out. I'm pretty sure we've done the submerged tank as well, haven't we? Because I can't see how I'd not bother with checking that out. Right, we'll go and do this junk store. And see what's in it. And of course, the junk store's disappeared. There it is. Thingies is... I don't think we're going to bother them. They're probably more trouble than they're worth, so... Well, we've got main cargo, other flux core. Can I core this? Because I think I would like, very much like that. What were you on the outside? Now this is going to be a little bit risky. Whoops. Break that. That's good. Well, make the steel blocks. We're clear. We'll take the ammo boxes. Okay, inventory full. Okay. What enough is in here then? Oh, it's going to be a pain, isn't it? What we can do is come here, break that, go to the junk storage, hook to you, and then pick you up. So it's just a cargo box. Great. A cargo box can be so big. No, we've got that there. Okay. So few repairs, courtesy of our friend who was firing at us. They've got the This is where it tells me entry full. Okay. I think we can trash one of those actually. It's not like I can't make one. Now, what we're going to do is get back to the Taurus. Again, apologies that this is just running backwards and forwards, but I think it's the only way we're really going to get what we need. So here we are. We are. Whoops. Stop. Stop. Yeah, obviously the ship is very overloaded, so I'm going to come here. Yep, not much braking capacity at the moment. I think what I will do. Right, we need to unload the ship again and the SV. Base. Put those in there. Put that in there. Main container. Put that in there. So that now gives us a warp drive. I'm actually going to take the cargo box out. Put that in. Put that in there. How many? We're just one short now, I think, of being able to make that. Storage repository. Shove the what we call it's in there. So we got. I think what I'm going to need is a big pile of blocks on it. Actually, let's have a look in here. Actually, one thing I can make, which will make life a little bit easier, is if we go in here. Oh, come off it, game. Okay, this could be interesting. Right, we've got hostiles coming in. 2 minigun drones. 3 minigun drones. Okay. Okay. Can't see them. Where are you? Can't destroy them. Got him. One down. Why am I only firing with one Gatling gun? Oh, come on. Game, this ship's flying terrible. Got him. There should be one more around here. I think what's happening is I've got an uneven load, haven't I, with the that's the rocket drone. There should be one more. I'm pretty sure I saw 3 of them around. Okay, I'm being engaged by something from this direction. There you are. Got a minigun drone. Got him. I think I've got all 3 now. Though it hasn't told me that I've defended the base. Anyway, we're going to very quickly grab you. Okay, we're going to need some base defenses now. And this ship is pretty awful with respect to and I suppose we'll have to see what damage these guys have done to my base. Flux coil. I think the base attack was worth it if we've got a flux coil. And we're just going to grab you. Right, let's just go and see what damage they've done to the base. Something tells me I'm going to have to reinforce my base. The alternative is if I can see what damage they did. A little bit of damage there. Yeah, they nearly got the core, which is a cause for concern. Okay. Next priority is going to be base defense. So see how long we got to the next. Must admit, I kind of okay, so it's not really telling us when the next attack will be. I think we're going to have to reinforce the base, which means I'm going to need to actually relent and make some concrete blocks. Blocks. Okay, so can we actually set up some base defenses? Let's have a look at what we've got. Bases. I don't think we've got any weapons as such, have we? I think that comes under. I'm sure. I don't think we got anything to do with bases, because that's not strictly engineering, isn't it? Experimental technology. We've got the warp drive. Something tells me we've got a turret for the capital vessel. Right, back to what I was going to do. This has got a little bit of an urgency now to it. I wanted a wireless connector. Can't see it. Can't I build a wireless connector? Right, let's shove that in there. Minigun rounds can go in there. Have I got a wireless connector? We're gonna need a ventilator. No. Okay. Keep the Promethean fuel for the moment. Oh, I've got a wireless generator. Okay. What I'm looking for. I know I had one. Upon reflection, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make the CV the base, so which means I'm going to need a pile of blocks, even if I can't get it off the ground. And then what we're going to do is encase this base core in loads of concrete blocks. And then what that will do is this will act as a dummy distraction for the next base attack. Can I do any research with, again, with weapons? We have got one turret which we've pulled off from somewhere. We've got a gravity generator. Yeah, so we don't really have the defensive capabilities. We're going to have to improvise the defensive capabilities, right? Let me just check again. We've got one projectile turret, but the trouble is will we be able to make the ammunition, because we wouldn't have unlocked the tech. Well, the only way we're going to do that is actually find out. Shove the cargo box in. Right. Put this in as well. Right. I need steel blocks. I also need to sort out my firepower. How much ammunition have I got left for the oops, no, didn't mean that. The SV. Got 3,100 rounds. I suppose that's enough to be going on with, because we're only going to be using it for base defense. Right. Let me just see. How much time have I got left? Okay, guys, I've seemed to have run out of time on this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, off camera, if I can find the time, is we're going to go up and see what we can recover in the way of junk. So I think what I might do is go up and see if I can get these generators, and if we can find the junk storages. We got one down here, submerged tank, old tank here, and what I'm going to do is start collecting the blocks so that I can start building up the capital vessel. I think that needs to be the way that we're going to go forward. The capital vessel is going to become our base. This will be a fake dummy, so eventually we'll move the fuel tanks, the constructor, and these cargo things onto the capital vessel. So we're going to build a very, very simple capital vessel. Maybe something probably a bit reminiscent of the flying toaster, which, if any of you are not sure what that is, I don't know, is this active? Capital vessel. Obviously this is going to be a bit restrictive, but I did have, I can't remember where it is now. Was it my, anyway, the flying toaster is basically a well, it looks like a toaster if any of you have seen it. But it's a square block, but it does end up with all the key resources that you need: a warp drive, thrusters, cockpit, and it's very compact, even if it's not aerodynamic. So that's probably what we're going to go for, is a very, very simple capital vessel, obviously with a flat top so that we can carry the SV. HV might need to be sacrificed for resources because we're probably not going to be using it anymore that much. So that might be another option. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. Any suggestions on putting together a capital vessel, feel free to chuck it in the video description. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.